Okay, I think we can make a start. Well, good morning, everyone. Wonderful to see you all. I've seen most of you last night and hope you enjoyed the quieter start yesterday. I'll be kicking things off with a kind of introduction to what is the Institute of Computing for Climate Science all about, and what are we going to be doing this week, and sort of what's our goals and sort of themes for the week, as well as all the little bits of housekeeping things and logistics to mention. So to start really with our main aim as an institute, what we're all about is trying to maximise the effectiveness of climate science research through all of these other things, through computer science, software engineering, AI, maths, data science, programming languages. So we're bringing together various different disciplines to look at how we can maximise the work of climate scientists. That's our overall goal as an institute. That's why we were set up. And as sure many of you will know, we're initially funded by Schmidt Futures, and we thank them so much for their support. And they have this wonderful Virtual Earth System Research Institute, which is funding 4 teams, and we're very happy to welcome many people from those teams here, as well as also CLIMA, which is another project that's not part of VESRI, but is sort of affiliated as well. So one of our sort of short-term aims, or short-term say in the next few years, is to support the VESRI teams directly with a team of research software engineers. So these are the 4 teams. Some of you here will be part of these. We've got DataWave, SACIP, Telemetry, and M-squared lines. And these are large international collaborations of scientists across many universities, many countries, focusing on particular aspects of the Earth system and new modelling techniques. So we're working with them directly to support those teams, as well as thinking about the broader issues about how we advance the field, use computer science, AI, to bring about advances in climate science, and thinking about that from a more long-term perspective as well. So I'm going to bring up Emily onto the stage, who's our director. She's going to say a few words and then help me introduce the rest of the directorship. So I'll give that to you, Emily.
Then you'll be in the right, yes. Online. So thank you, Dominic, and welcome to everyone here in the room and those people who are watching online as well. So I'm Emily Shuckburgh. As Dominic said, I'm the director of the Institute of Computing for Climate Science. I'm also chair of the advisory board for VESRI. But the main thing that I wanted to do now is just welcome you all to Cambridge. And I thought that for some of you it might be the first time that you have visited Cambridge, first time you visited Cambridge University. So I thought I'd just do a tiny introduction to the complexities of the university for those that haven't been here before. So the university is just over 800 years old. It was founded in 1209, and that makes it the 4th oldest continually operating university in the world. But it's quite complicated how it's structured. So you're sitting currently in the Centre for Mathematical Science, which hosts the 2 mathematics departments of the university, Department of Applied Mathematics and Theoretical Physics, and the Department of Pure Mathematics and Statistics. The university is made up of over 100 different departments that sit within 6 schools, but then completely separate to that are all the colleges, and there are 31 different colleges across the university, and some of you I know are staying in Jesus College and were there yesterday, which is one of the colleges. So it's slightly complicated because those colleges include people from all the different departments, and they're really the place where our students live and eat and socialise, take part in sporting activities, and many of the academics will be affiliated to one of the colleges, but the colleges are entirely interdisciplinary, and actually that's a real strength of Cambridge and indeed Oxford and a number of other universities that are set up in a similar way, that it really embeds that interdisciplinary ethos as part of the university and always has done. And a lot of one of the key things about VESRI itself is bringing together computer scientists and climate scientists And so there's a sense in which that kind of interdisciplinary working has always been embedded in Cambridge. Lots of famous alumni, and so just some that are sort of broadly relevant to these topics. Isaac Newton, L.F. Richardson, who produced the first numerical weather forecast, was a student here. Alan Turing, also a student here. Stephen Hawking used to be in this very building. Demis Hassabis, who co-founded DeepMind, was a student in the computer lab, and now King Charles III was also a student at Cambridge. You'll notice these are all men, and it was only depressingly recently that the first women were allowed to even get a degree from the university. I think it was 1948, and weirdly, the Queen Mother was the first person to get actually a degree from the university, the first woman to get a degree from the university. So there we go, that's a little mini history of the University of Cambridge. Very warm welcome to you all. The other role that I have in the university is director of something called Cambridge Zero, which is the university's climate initiative, which spans all the university, all its research, all its education, all its external activities. And I say that just because climate and climate-related research really is a major priority for the university. So initiatives like this are really strongly supported. Right, next we just want to introduce you to the rest of the ICCS team. You will have seen us online at least before, but possibly the first time that you've probably met us all in person. So you've met Dominic just now, Dominic Orchard, and he is lethally based in the same department as me, in the Department of Computer Science and Technology. Colm, do you want to come up here? Yeah. We're going to then get you to... so Colm Caulfield is based here in the Applied Maths Department. And Chris, do you want to come up? Chris Edsel is based in another part of the University of Information Services. So, am I going to hand back to you?
Well, I think maybe Colm, yeah. But he'll need to move across the stage a bit.
Okay. Yes,
that's the magic marker.
I would like to very much welcome you to the Centre of Mathematical Sciences. I'm in, as Emily said, the Department of Applied Mathematics and Theoretical Physics, one of the two constituent departments of the Faculty of Mathematics. Just to give you an idea of the scale between the two departments, there's about 120 permanent faculty, 150 postdocs and research fellows and researchers who are employed by the colleges directly, 350 PhD students. So there's a community of over 600 professional mathematicians based here, as well as all the various students who are coming in. Long-standing tradition of work, particularly in geophysical fluid dynamics and climate science. Indeed, in a previous life, Emily used to be in the department running that sort of activity. And also, increasingly more recently, kind of the fundamental underpinnings of AI and data science. Indeed, one of the professors of statistics says that what we could now call machine learning used to be called Bayesian statistics, but it's not exactly true. But he does have a point. And so we're very excited to be able to be the host department of this institute. It's exactly the idea of what the Department of Applied Mathematics and Theoretical Physics is about, using mathematics to solve domain problems. We have a long-standing close relationship with earth sciences and also increasingly with computer science. And so this is just exactly in the sweet spot for us. And wonderfully, we have, therefore, Marla Fuchs, who is our Executive Program Director, who is, Emily runs the show, but Marla also runs the show. And so it's very good to be able to host this program here and also connect with the University Information Services, because of course we're also very interested in high-performance computing. So over to you, Chris.
I'll stand in the right spot.
Yeah.
Slightly, that'll remind me of what I was going to say. Right, on your left-hand side, the Research Software Engineering logo I should explain, because this is a bit of an international audience, in the UK this no longer needs any introduction. We're celebrating our 10th birthday now, and the concept of research software engineering has become embedded in the UK academic framework. The funders know what a research software engineer is. In fact, they are directly funding some of the people and some of the initiatives. But what we do is, we are domain experts in software engineering, but maybe not necessarily scientific domains. So we partner with research teams to improve the quality of their software. Another institute, Software Sustainability Institute's catchphrase is better software, better research, and that's what we are all about. In the centre is a crudely photoshopped picture of the team taken at Research Software Engineering Conference, which is held in Newcastle just a fortnight ago. And most of the people in there are part of the central Cambridge RSE team. We've got 65 people on our mailing list who are people in the university who consider themselves to be RSEs, then spread out in departments working with research groups. And then we have a central service where people can apply to get time from our team. And we support a number of national initiatives like DIRAC, which looks at fundamental physics and astrophysics. We support internal research groups. We also do work for the National AI Centre, the Alan Turing Institute. Also part of what we do in University Information Services, which touches on research software engineering, is we've set up the Cambridge Open Z-Scale Lab. So earlier this year on the top 500 list there was a 1.1 exaflops supercomputer, the biggest computer that's formally been announced on that list. And so the goalpost is now moved. We want to do 1,000 times better. And so the question is, what would you need to do in terms of hardware, software, and the whole stack to get to a zetascale computing? And finally, we are involved in this, the Institute of Computing for Climate Science. And so what's happened is, while we've been spinning up the recruitment of the research software engineers, because I need to employ research software engineers for all of those things, I've been borrowing the time of the people you see in the photos. So we've got a couple in the room, Athena and Simon and Casper up the back, who may have been working with some of your teams. And we'll be bringing on some new faces very, very soon. Right, who do I want to handle it?
Yeah. Okay. Emily, is there anything else you want to add? Okay, great. Oh, and yes, here's Marla as well, who's our fairly recently appointed Executive Programme Director who helps run the show. Okay, so here's some more photos of the RSEs who we have working on the team at the moment for ICCS. I'm using two microphones now. There we go. So some of you will have met them before. Maybe those who are here could just stand up and wave. Okay, great. And yeah, Jack's just about to join. We have some others hopefully joining soon. During the week, I'll say a bit more about this later, but it'd be great for you to chat to them if you want sort of advice about the work you're doing, or if you have ongoing projects with them already, then now's a great time to meet with them. And also, yes, the team from very happy to have folks from Schmidt Futures here helping us run this week. Do you want to say a little bit, just to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, just we're very excited. I'm Daniel Lee, and this is
Jacob Peterson.
We're just really very humbled and honored to be here today. Our intention in creating this, supporting programs like this is to really create an interdisciplinary environment where, we get excited when the disciplines rub against each other and create sparks. And so our intention here, and we hope your intention here, is to have this protected space where we can develop new ideas that support in unconventional ways to create new ideas and support a greater network of scientists. So thank you very much. And both Jacob and I are here today to and the rest of this week to support you all and listen to some of the things that you have and your ideas. And so please come forth and reach out to us. Thank you.
Great, thanks so much. Okay, so you will have had various emails from me, and the summer school website has lots of the information collected together, has the program, has the logistics. I feel like I've spent the last month of my life editing this webpage. And any updates I make now, I try to make a little note of them so you know what's changed if I do need to change anything. So I just pop over to that. Here we go. If you haven't seen it before, there's some tabs at the top so you can see the program. Hopefully you've all got your paper programs. Nothing has changed, I think, substantially between the online and paper programs. That's good, but you can see the details there. There's also a logistics page, which includes, you can see lots of various things about the travel. I'll say a few more things about logistics this week in a moment. Participants, so the booklet, for those who are in person, has headshots and bios of people who are here, or I think most of them. But there's also the virtual participants, and you can find out about people here. So that's a useful aid memoir. If you chatted to someone, you think, oh, who was that person? Or oh, what are people doing here? Who should I talk to? So that can be a helpful way to help those interactions. And then resources, we'll be filling this in as the week goes. This is for the training, so things like slides and exercise sheets from the various training sessions. So the ones for this morning are already there. Right, so logistical things. So there's a room which is out that door where we'll be having our tea breaks and our lunch. It's called MR4. It also has some of the Lego from yesterday. I'll be bringing the rest of the Lego from my room tomorrow. And we'll also have the posters there on Wednesday. Yeah, that's what we'll be doing our socialising. If there are no fire alarms planned for this week, so if you hear an alarm, it probably means it really is a fire, and we should leave by those exits there at the back that are in green, and then go straight out to the doors going to the outside. You shouldn't go up the spiral staircase if there's a fire. It's very dangerous. So go straight out, and once you go out those doors, you just go straight, and it goes to the outside. The toilets are signposted. They're also, if you go out the doors and sort of just head to your right, you'll see the signs. You have to go into the pavilions at the sides to get to the toilets, but there's quite a few around. And yeah, if there's other kind of logistical questions you have, please just do come and speak to me or Marla, and we can help you out. I think we've met pretty much all of you already yesterday, so you know who we are. There's a code of conduct on the website, which I really appreciate you having a look at. We just want to be clear that this is an environment where we recognise the worth of everyone. Everyone is an equal here, and we want everyone to treat each other with respect and respect boundaries and be kind to each other. So please do take a look at that code of conduct. And if you have any concerns about behaviour this week, then please do speak to me and Marla. And COVID-19, okay, we have to think about these things still. You've all got a box of tests which are in your welcome bag, so please do test each day before you come. So if you could do that in the morning, that'd be great, or if you forget and get here, you can just do it here before the sessions. We really appreciate that. It helps us to just keep everyone safe. And if you do test positive, whether you're ill or not, please do stay in your room and just let us know so we can then help support you. Hopefully that won't happen, but you never know. And we've got masks for you. I think there were some in the bags, and if you need more, there's some outside at the welcome desk. Yeah, we recommend wearing those when not eating and drinking when you're indoors. And yeah, when you're not presenting. Okay, so it's our first summer school. And we thought, okay, let's start with this core of the key software engineering ideas. And Chris mentioned this slogan from the Software Sustainability Institute. They've been going for about 10 years now. Really great group of people sort of looking at supporting the role of software in research across all disciplines. And they have this slogan, it's really neat. I do have a t-shirt with it on, but it's sort of fallen apart over the years, so I didn't wear it because it doesn't say that anymore on the back. It says some subset of those letters. But that was our idea for this year, to really work at that bedrock of getting software engineering best practices there. Some of the training is also connecting to the AI space as well. So this is just a quick rundown of those training workshops. I'm afraid you'll have to listen to me a bit more this morning. I apologise, because I'll be doing the first workshop looking at the use of Git and GitHub effectively as this collaborative tool to help us curate our software and build it as a team. This is sort of like the part one. This will kind of keep coming up and get more deeper and richer as we go on. So, for example, the workshop on Wednesday morning will look at continuous integration via the GitHub system, GitHub Actions. And then it will also come up again when we talk about code review at the end down here. We'll also have a session about testing today. It's something I'm passionate about, correctness of software. Okay, we're computer scientists, what I do research in, making sure that software does what we want it to do. And in computational modeling, we want to ensure that our models are implemented as we intended. And it helps us understand the behavior of them. Is this behavior I'm seeing actually inherent to the model, or are there some bugs that are generating it? Or if it doesn't do what I expect, is that because we haven't got the science right, or is it because we haven't got the code right? Being able to tease those apart is very important, so we have a session on testing. One thing that we've been working with several teams on is integrating machine learning models with existing numerical models, and that often then involves connecting Fortran and Python. So since we've been doing that and our team has built up a bunch of expertise on that, we thought great to have a session on that. And then we'll also have a specific session about working with PyTorch and sort of getting to grips with training ML models and understanding understanding the advantages and disadvantages of various approaches. And we have another sort of workshop that's kind of pushing in a bit of more like sort of research direction. Tomorrow, David Ham from Imperial College London is coming to talk about the Firedrake project. Some of you may have heard of that. It also relates to the Phoenix project, looking at having automated ways of solving systems of differential equations. And I'm quite excited about this line of work. I mean, this goes into the sort of looking at sort of new approaches to doing modelling, essentially. And I thought it would be really nice to have something that puts us in a mode of thinking about the next generation of models and different programming techniques for working with that. So that's a sort of workshop style thing as well that David's going to come to do tomorrow. And having lots of you here is a great opportunity to hear about the science. So each one of the Vesri teams and Klima are going to be giving a talk about their projects or some aspect of their projects. Some of those maybe are bordering more on the workshop style as well, which is great. So some of them, I think Thursday one is exploring parallel programming in Julia, which I'm really looking forward to. Might be heading more in the workshop direction, which is great. And that's a chance to learn about what people are up to, learn some other techniques and some more science. And then there'll be some short talk sessions. Thank you very much for those who are giving the short talks. So details of those here, and there'll also be the posters happening on Wednesday lunchtime in MR4 as well. We'll have the posters out, and people will stand next to their posters, and you can circulate around and discuss with them. We're hoping to try and get the posters out again on Thursday afternoon as well. We'll let you know about that. And yeah, you can also book some time with one of our RSEs. So if you want to maybe get some advice on something that you're doing, or discuss an ongoing project you have, or maybe even get them to look at your code, do a bit of a code review session, then yeah, you can book some time. So there's a link at the top of the program with a spreadsheet, and you can see the names of our team here and some of their expertise. So if you want to just fill your name in on the spreadsheet, then you can try and grab some time for them. And we can use MR4 for that, for example. And we appreciate that not every session, not every training session will be something that people want to go to. Maybe think, I know so much about that, maybe what I'll do is try and talk with an RSC and get them to have a look at my code and how I want to have a bit of a chat with someone. So please feel free to do that. Okay, of course, the important social events. So tonight's dinner is going to be at Maddenley Hall. It's this lovely, grand, stately home that was bought by the university a few hundred years ago, and it's just out of town. So we'll have taxis leaving here at 5:45, and also there's one more at 6. But if I haven't talked with you about the 6 o'clock one, please try and get the 5:45 one. The 6 o'clock one is people who are at the Mathematics Sea Ice event and who are finishing at 6. And so that will take us over there, and then there'll be some taxis back. And yeah, be a chance for some drinks first, and we can hopefully look around the grounds a little bit, and then dinner will be served at, I've actually forgotten now, 7. That dinner's served at 7, yeah. But it's not very far to get there. Tomorrow we'll have a bit of more sightseeing time. So we're going to do the classic Cambridge tradition of punting, which is where you go on a flat bottom boat and someone with a pole pushes you along down the river. And there's a very nice route that the river takes through the colleges, through some of the old colleges. So that's going to be at 4:30 till 5:30. I will put a link in the online about where we go to start that. We're going to have a guided tour, although I am practiced at doing it myself. I think it's better to have the guided tour this time and have someone tell us various bits of history, some of which may or not be actually true. There's a lot of myths and legends about various bridges, so that's a nice time to see a bit more of Cambridge.
There are taxis to it.
Oh, there are, from here.
From here, so they don't even know where they're going unless they want to walk.
Okay. But it's relatively easy to find, and it's quite near to British Village as well.
Yeah, we're basically starting from where we had dinner last night.
Yeah, it's very near to where we had dinner. Yeah. Okay. And then that evening we'll have the conference banquet at Sydney Sussex College. Chance for the sort of classic Cambridge dining experience, eating one of the dining halls. That will be at 7 p.m. It's really just around the corner from Jesus College, so we'll walk over from the Porter's Lodge about 6:45, but it's really only about 5-10 minutes. And the dress code is smart casual. Don't feel like you have to get dressed up, but you can if you want. But there's no need to. It's not a formal event, even though the setting will be more formal. Okay, and so the last day is the hackathon, which I think is going to be really fun. This is a chance to work on some code together with other people here. I think this is a great opportunity to learn some things from others. I always find that working in collaboration, I think as you know as scientists, when you sort of collaborate with someone, you sort of learn all these other things. Sometimes it's just like, oh, they use that tool, or they do things in that way, or hey, I never knew you could do that before. So this is a sort of nice environment to work on a little project for the day on Friday in small groups, learn from each other, and then there'll be some prizes at the end. And on Thursday, in the last session, we'll have some pitches. People will be pitching their projects, and if there's something that you'd like to pitch as a project, then please start thinking about that. There is an online form which is linked from the program, on the Friday program, so you can fill in details about your idea. That'd be really good if you could do that, just so we know how many people are going to be pitching. And maybe there's something that you work on already, like there's an open source model or package that you work on, and you think, oh, there's this thing that we really would like to get done. Well, maybe I could get a bunch of people together on Friday and help me do that, or at least help me start that off. So it could be a good opportunity to get some people involved in something you're doing, or just advance a project a little bit. That will be what Friday is all about, and that will be in the Department of Computer Science, which is a little bit further on from here, but we'll do the sort of same thing of walking over, and there'll also be taxis available.